Now the resurrection story, as told in St. John's Gospel. Read by Laura Wright and Sean Escoffrey.
Early on the first day of the week, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb and saw that the stone had been removed from the entrance. So she came running to Simon Peter and the other disciple, the one Jesus loved, and said, "They have taken the Lord out of the tomb, and we don't know where they have put him."
So Peter and the other disciple started for the tomb. Both were running, but the other disciple outran Peter and reached the tomb first. He bent over and looked at the strips of linen lying there, but did not go in.
Now Mary stood outside the tomb crying. As she wept, she bent over to look into the tomb and saw two angels in white, seated where Jesus' body had been, one at the head and the other at the foot. They asked her, "Woman, why are you crying?" "They have taken my Lord away," she said, "and I don't know where they have put him." At this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there, but she did not realize that it was Jesus.
He asked her, "Woman, why are you crying? Who is it you are looking for?" Thinking he was the gardener, she said, "Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will get him." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned towards him and cried out in Aramaic, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Jesus said, "Do not hold on to me, for I have not yet ascended to my Father. Go instead to my brothers and tell them I am ascending to my Father, and to your Father, and to my God, and to your God."
Mary Magdalene went to the disciples with the news, "I have seen the Lord," and she told them that he had said these things to her.
We knew he was dead. "It is finished," he said. We had watched as his life just ebbed away.
Then we all stood around till the guards took him down. Joseph begged for his body that day.
It was late afternoon when we got to the tomb, wrapped his body and sealed up the grave.
So I know how you feel. His death was so real. But please listen and hear what I say.
It was his voice she first heard, those kind, gentle words, asking what was her reason for tears.
And I sobbed in despair, "My Lord is not there." He said, "Child, it is me, I am here. I've just seen Jesus. I tell you, he's alive.
I've just seen Jesus, my precious Lord alive."
And I knew he really saw me
He
too,
really saw me too.
as if till now I'd never lived. All that I'd done before won't matter anymore. I've just seen Jesus,
And I'll never be the same.
all that I've done before won't matter anymore.
The unadorned garden tomb in North Jerusalem is similar to how it's thought Jesus' tomb would have looked at the time of his crucifixion. In the 19th century, a British general explored the possibility that this was the site of Jesus' crucifixion, burial and resurrection. And since then it's become very popular with Christian pilgrims. Helen Bond likes to come here, even though she and many other historians agree there's no evidence this is where Jesus was buried.
This is one of my favourite places in Jerusalem. It's exactly what I imagined Jesus' tomb to have been like, and set in this lovely garden too.
So tell me a bit about the history of this place.
Well, it was actually found in the 19th century because there was a hill nearby that looks like a skull, and the Gospels say that Jesus was crucified at the place of the skull, Golgotha. But when they looked inside the tomb, it's actually a lot older than Jesus' tomb would have been. It's from the Iron Age. So it's unlikely to have been the actual tomb because, of course, the Gospels say that it was a new tomb, just built. But I think it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's the simplicity of the place, and it's very evocative of what you imagine Jesus' tomb would have been like.
Is this a place where you feel closer to God?
Yes, I do feel like my faith is strengthened here. I think for many Christians, coming to Jerusalem can be a spiritually awakening experience.
And wherever they are in the world, Christians reaffirm their faith at Easter through celebrating Christ's resurrection.